¿Qué pedo, Puro Pinche fam? Mexico just finished their first match against the Dominican Republic in the Gold Cup 2025. A more challenging match than I expected. I think a more difficult match than the entire team expected. Right off the bat, listen, Mexico looked super sluggish, super lack of chemistry, very inoperant, inaccurate. It just looked very rough. I don't know if the players are just not locked in just yet. Are they taking their time to find themselves and getting used to having this strategy played out, or if this 4-4-2 that Vasco Aguirre is mainly using, it's causing trouble. But it's difficult for me to understand that they are unable to easily win a match like this against a very good side of the Dominican Republic, given that they've been playing with this system over the last year or so. This is another night where Santi Jimenez is again showing the reason why he's not the lone striker for Mexico. Very inaccurate on passes, not doing precise runs, also missing open goals. Like on the first half, he had a very, I'm not gonna say a tap in or an easy one, but definitely one with no goalkeeper. If it would have taken at least a 1 more second, 2 more seconds to aim better his shot, Mexico would have been winning the match easily on the first half. The defense, well, we've been praising the defense over the last few videos, saying that Mexico looks solid defensively speaking. Tonight it was I'm not gonna say it was a joke, but it was definitely tough to watch. It was kind of a disaster at some point. Both goals from the Dominican Republic, if you look at them holistically, both of them came with a similar manufacture where the wingers break into the center, take a shot, and whether you call it a deflection on the second one or the confusion of the two balls on the pitch that caused that, doesn't really matter. Both wingers saw the opportunity, saw the breakthrough, came in, and that's because the defense wasn't focused on holding the line as much as possible. Other thing I also want to mention tonight is I've been praising Malagon significantly, saying that he's the best goalkeeper that Mexico currently has, the best Mexican goalkeeper as of today, and that's still the case. Just because he had a one bad night doesn't mean that he's not the best goalkeeper. But tonight, he got exhibited. The Dominican Republic exhibited Luis Angel Malagon in plenty of ways. On the first goal, it came from his lack of being able to play well with his feet. The whole reason why Jorge Sanchez didn't want to pass the ball back to him is because we all know that he's not great playing with his feet. There were plenty of instances where, crosses came in and he looked very doubtful when going to cut them. And we all know that that's another opportunity for Malagon, that he doesn't really know how to come out and win the balls and cut them whenever he's receiving crosses. And on that second goal, he should have just started yelling at the defenders, right? What's going on with this lack of communication from Malagon? I don't get it. Tonight it was a difficult night for Malagon. It was a tough night for Malagon, and we just gotta say it. We gotta come clean and say it that it wasn't Malagon's best night, and it is what it is. For the rest of the team, listen, if I had to grade them on a 1 out of 10, I think overall this was a 5 to 6 display of Mexico. Yes, they won by the very minimum. There's no excuses, but it should have been a 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 win in my books. But I think that goes to show how ignorant I am of the other nations within CONCACAF outside of the big three, which is Canada, the USMNT, and Mexico. The last thing I want to mention is we got to be careful, guys, because this World Cup cycle benefits Mexico in the sense that it's already qualified and they don't have to do anything to be in the World Cup. But the next World Cup comes around, we have to acknowledge that we've seen this over the last 20 years or so, but it's even more evident and more real recently. And with displays like tonight from the Dominican Republic, which, by the way, kudos to all of them. This was a very well studied team. It was a very well prepared team, and it was a very well built up strategy. The Dominican Republic coach and the players did everything in their hands to be a extremely well trained challenge for Mexico, and that's what we saw. But that's what we gotta recognize is the big three, specifically Mexico. It's gonna have a very difficult time next World Cup cycle, and we have to acknowledge that we keep moving very slow when it comes to development and reaching out to the world nationals and increasing the chances of the national team to be a stronger side, a stronger team, and we're just gonna let everyone else to catch up by using resources and techniques and different abilities that for whatever reason we keep rejecting and thinking that is not worth Mexico's time. But that's it. 3-2 win by Mexico. Again, 6 out of 10 for me. It's not a great win, but it's a win, and you gotta be winning these matches if you are the big boy of this region. I'll see you in the next one.